Hey everyone, this is Kevin Richards here from Rock to Stage NYC here on YouTube and rpmvocalstudio.com on the web for voice lessons worldwide via Skype. Don't forget to check out the links in the description there. You get both my vocal courses, Breaking the Chains and Vocal Fire, just both for $50, digital download, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Also links to check out my website there if you want to take lessons with me, either here in New York City in the studio or via Skype anywhere on the planet. There's also a link down there. But that also links to playlists and stuff so you can find it. Don't remember, if you subscribe, you have to click that little belly thing and then turn on all notifications so you actually, YouTube is screwed up. So, basically subscribe to a channel means nothing anymore. So don't forget to click the little belly thing and then turn on notifications so you know when I subscribe. Anyway, here we go. What I want to talk about today is confidence. Confidence has become an overrated word in terms of basically everything. Confidence is the end result of a lot of other things before it. You'll hear some people say, when you're really know if you could, well, just be confident. Well, there are certain steps you have to take before you become confident, and confidence is a bit overrated in terms of the word. It's become a kind of catch-all phrase, and I'm going to tell you exactly what has to happen to become confident. There's certain things that have to go on, both physically and mentally, for you to be sort of quote-unquote confident. A confident person is someone who isn't afraid to make mistakes. They know they're going to happen, but they know it's no big deal. I'll deal with it later. They don't let the mistake ruin what they're doing. They know it's going to happen. They expect it. And that's probably one of the best pieces of advice I ever got from my vocal coaches over the years that I went to. I was very, very serious about learning, and I wanted everything perfect tomorrow. And I knew it was going to take time, but nowhere near as much time as I thought it would take. My expectation was a little too quick. And I have students that come to me and, they think they're going to get miracles in 2 lessons. I'm like, yeah, it's not even 2 months. Things take time, but, I wanted everything, tomorrow. I wanted to be so good tomorrow. So I was a little too serious about everything that I did, and I got very disappointed when something didn't work. And what the vocal coach said to me was, he goes, listen, dude, relax. It's just sound coming out of your face. In the grand scheme of life, of things to worry about, sound coming out of your face is way down on the list. The world isn't going to end. There's not going to be, an apocalypse. We're not going to all fly off into space and burn to a cinder because the sound that came out of your face was wrong. Just do it again and see what happens. Confidence comes after a lot of experimentation, a lot of practice, a lot of failure. You have to get to know what you can and cannot do, and that's where really confidence comes from, is knowing your abilities and knowing your limitations. You know how far you can push things. What I tend to do when I teach my students here is I give them more range than they need to sing with. I train them to sing with a lot more range than they need, at least a half an octave in each direction, so that the range that they do sing in is always there for them. It's always good. They can be very confident in knowing that those sounds will come out when they need them to. And that's where some confidence comes in. It's working well within your known abilities. You know you can do a lot more than what you're actually showing people. And you're not afraid to make a mistake if it happens. It's not a big deal. You expect them to happen. Confidence also comes from a lot of practice, a lot of rehearsal, a lot of doing things wrong and understanding why they went wrong and what you can do to fix them. And then also just, again, like I said, blowing by them. Confidence is really also encouragement. I get a lot of singers who come to me and they really don't know how really good they actually are. And it's not because, somebody told them they sucked, when they were a child and now they're scarred for life and they can't sing. Yes, that does happen to some people. Some people just have never been encouraged to develop this ability that they have. Some people just don't even know they have the ability. They think they might, and they come to me and I'm like, I'm not really sure if I can sing. I don't really know. And I go through my initial little test scales and stuff that I do with them, and I go, wow, you actually have a really good voice. And it's like no one's ever really told them that before. They've never been encouraged. Not that they've been told they suck and now they think they can't do it. Some people they've just never had anybody in their lives tell them, wow, you're really good, you should do that, or you sound pretty good, maybe you should develop that more. They've had no encouragement. And encouragement is a big deal in gaining confidence. And that's partially of what I do here with my students. I'm part technician, part artistic director, guidance counselor, and sort of psychologist. Kind of have to get into students' minds and figure out what is blocking them from letting go and developing this thing that they have in them, expressing themselves. Because singing, any kind of artistic thing, is an expression of yourself. Now, if you don't have a lot of confidence in yourself, if you don't think you can do a lot, you're going to be very hesitant and fearful to express that to other people. Most of us are not afraid to express our feelings to other people when we're mad, when we're upset. We don't have a problem with that. When we're pissed off, we'll tell people. That kind of free flow of expression needs to happen in your music. And a lot of people come to me and they're really good songwriters and no one's ever really told them, who wasn't a friend or family member, so that's part of what I do here is encourage people to test their abilities, to, just do it, go ahead, try, see what happens. It's not a big deal, it's just sound coming out of your face. So, be wary of people who say confidence a lot. It's try this and see what happens. If it doesn't work, no big deal. Try something else and see if that works. This is why I don't teach, when I teach students here in person, I'm not teaching out of a book or a set methodology. I am adapting to the student because I don't think it's proper to have the student adapt to the methodology if that methodology doesn't really work for them up here. All people learn at different rates and in different ways. So a really good teacher is able to listen and sort of grasp what aspects of the techniques that I'm trying to teach them is their brain latching onto quickly and is resisting a bit more. Forcing them to learn a technique that their brain is going, I don't like that, don't want to learn it, nope, is counterproductive and wastes time. So I myself do a lot of trial and error with students to see what ideas and what approaches latches onto their brain quickly. And I go in that direction first. And that is how I start to build their confidence. Not by forcing them to do exercises that their brain and their voice are resisting. That just ends up in frustration and they even feel less confident in themselves and they tend to give up. So a good teacher also knows how to adapt how they teach to the student. I'm not a big proponent of forcing the student to adapt to the way I teach. I have enough experience and enough knowledge in here that I can try all different things and see what works for them. Quickly, in the short term and in the long term. I can kind of then do a plan of action of how I'm going to teach them. A lot of students I can teach the same way every time. Start with this, then go to that, then go to that. But some people I kind of have to adapt how I teach to them because they came in with all sorts of sets of fears and hesitations and self-doubts, and I kind of have to work around that to get them to open up and start to experiment and start to try different things that they would never have tried before. So just my little rant here about confidence and what to look for in a good teacher, and that is their ability to adapt to you. You shouldn't have to adapt to the way they teach. This isn't math. This isn't 2 + 2 = 4. There are no absolutes in learning an artistic skill. You know, there are different ways to paint. There are different ways to sculpt. So yes, there are always basics that everyone has to learn in doing artistic skills. But from once you're there, there are all sorts of variables in how you can learn, adapt, and teach someone. So look for a teacher that is willing to adapt to how you like to learn. Because some people are very technical, some people like it very simple. Some people need to start heavy, some people need to start light, and I have to adapt to that. So anyway, just my little rant here. Till next time. Again, don't forget to subscribe, share, comment below. Please ask questions. More than happy to answer them for you. Till next time, this is Kevin Richards. Keep rocking, keep practicing. See ya.